Imagine building a fortress, right? Like state-of-the-art biometrics, heavy steel doors. And then you realize the internal walls are literally made of Swiss cheese.
Yeah, that they are entirely porous.
Exactly. And that is the reality of modern AI ecosystems right now. You deploy these incredible, powerful, autonomous AI agents, but the rigid boundaries we usually rely on in traditional software, like where a database only talks to the backend, they just completely dissolve.
Right, they just vanish entirely.
So welcome to your deep dive into the security architecture of modular AI. Today we are analyzing Maurizio Rizzari's June 2026 framework, Agent Gateway, Secure Agent Coordination for Modular Systems.
Oh.
We really want to figure out how to turn a highly vulnerable, loose collection of AI modules into a predictable governed hub.
Because the shift from monolithic AI to these modular systems, it introduces an incredibly complex attack surface. I mean, we are moving from a state where services simply talk to each other to a state where we need absolute certainty that those internal conversations are actually secure.
Yeah, which is definitely not an easy task.
No, not at all. Because without a central control layer, internal modules can just be hit with unauthorized commands.
Yeah.
And that results in, highly inconsistent service behavior and basically zero visibility into the system's actual operations.
Okay, let's unpack this. If you think about a standard corporate network, it is like handing a newly hired intern root access to the mainframe just because they made it past the front door.
Which is a genuinely terrifying thought for any admin.
Right. But in an unguarded AI setup, you are basically doing exactly that. You are giving an unpredictable language model direct, unfiltered access to internal tools.
What's fascinating here is that the threat model in a modular ecosystem is uniquely volatile. Like, we aren't just worried about an isolated prompt injection anymore.
Wait, so what is the main worry then?
The real danger is a chained injection.
Yeah.
So if one agent gets compromised, it can just pass that malicious payload downstream to other modules. It effectively weaponizes the entire ecosystem from the inside out.
Oh, wow. So if you've ever spent a weekend debugging a rogue microservice, you know how hard tracing network errors can be. Now imagine that microservice can hallucinate, right? And pass those hallucinations seamlessly to your billing API.
Yeah, that inherent unpredictability is exactly why Rizzari designed the SYRAG Agent Gateway. It establishes a centralized control layer by routing all external commands through a single unified entry point, which is the /API/agent route.
Wait, just one single entry point for everything?
Exactly. So instead of modules talking directly to each other ad hoc, every single request is interrogated against strict, policy-based allow and block rules before anything is actually allowed to execute.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. If we force every single AI interaction, like every tiny module-to-module request, through this one single security checkpoint, aren't we just building a massive bottleneck that cripples the system's speed?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, raw speed is entirely useless if your system is hemorrhaging sensitive data. Predictability has to trump latency in production environments.
Okay, yeah, that is a really fair point.
Yeah, and the gateway is actually designed to handle high concurrency anyway. But its most critical function is on the way out. It acts as a bodyguard and actively scrubs sensitive output.
Right, so it acts like a customs checkpoint at an airport. The AI's output is the luggage, and the gateway is the X-ray machine scanning for contraband before it leaves the country.
I actually really like that analogy.
Thanks. It uses aggressive pattern matching and regex to strip out things like API keys, internal file paths, IP addresses, and host names so they never, ever leak to the end user.
Because you simply cannot guarantee an LLM won't accidentally regurgitate its own system prompt or environment variables. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah, we've all seen those embarrassing screenshots on social media.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And Rizzari's framework also implements internal HMAC authentication to lock down that internal communication. Rather than just trusting a request because it came from a local IP, the gateway uses cryptographic signatures.
So it verifies the exact identity and integrity of the module sending the message.
Precisely. Which completely shuts down that chained injection threat we talked about earlier.
And it layers on all these enterprise features too, right? Like rate limiting, audit logging for that much needed system visibility, and a full web dashboard and management UI.
Yes, there is even a built-in /API/assistant route and an optional Telegram integration for direct interfacing.
It really proves that a governed hub is a non-negotiable architectural requirement today. You are taking an environment that is naturally erratic and establishing a fortified, closely monitored perimeter.
Exactly, a perimeter where every single interaction is cryptographically verified and sanitized.
So, what does this all mean for you listening? It means securing and stabilizing modular AI demands, enforcing strict structure. Which leaves you with this final thought to ponder. If modern AI ecosystems require a dedicated heavy duty gateway just to actively scrub their own internal file paths and API keys from leaking into the public, well, what does that reveal about the inherent unpredictability of the foundational models we are actually trusting to run our businesses?